An ancient immortal sword once used by a supreme cultivator. But it was casually dumped on a street stall by a beggar for next to nothing. I spent half a spirit stone to buy this sword. The beggar even secretly laughed, thinking I was the ultimate sucker. After all, this sword was so rusty it looked like a door bolt. No one would even pick it up if it was thrown on the road. But what he didn't know is that I have a repair system. This system can only repair once a day. And repairing costs spirit resonance points. A special energy that only someone like me, a spirit botanist, can extract from plants and trees. Whether it's rusty scrap, broken cultivation manuals, or near-dead spirit plants. As long as I've got enough spirit resonance points, I can fix them all. But right now, I'm so broke I can't even pay my spirit field rent. Clenching my teeth, I put the 5 spirit resonance points I'd saved up for ages, all into a rotten dry spirit tree book. At night, just as I got home, my wooden door was pounded so hard it echoed through the mountain. Kid, are you dead yet? If not, get out here. The door was kicked open. Rainwater mixed with a sour, fishy smell splashed on my face. The person was Zhao Hu. He's a well-known thug of Gathering Spirit Lane. With his mid-stage cultivation, he bullies everyone. Sorry, Boss Hu. Sorry, I was half asleep just now. Didn't hear a thing. I quickly put on a scared look. His face darkened. Cut the crap, last month's rent. If you don't pay today, just pack up and get out. I hurriedly took out 2 spirit stones and handed them over. Here's the money. That's last month's rent. He counted it over. Still didn't look happy. That was the rent. This is for you. A token of respect. I handed him another one, with the spirit stones in hand. His face finally looked better. At least you know your place. Work hard and I'll give you a few extra days at year-end. He swaggered next door after speaking. The neighbor is a foxy woman, named Sume, not long after. Strange noises came from that direction. Those shameless adulterers. I cursed it in my heart. When I gain real power, I'll deal with you two first. Late at night, while it's quiet, I spread out the broken book. A line appeared on my system panel. Today's remaining spirit resonance. 8 points available for repair. Damaged dry spirit technique requires 5 points. Repair. I confirmed without hesitation. The broken words on the system panel started to rearrange like a puzzle, gradually forming a complete diagram of a practice palace. A few minutes later, a detailed palace diagram exploded in my mind. Rain blessing technique has been repaired. Grade, lower grade wood type. Description, draws on the world's rainwater, scouring all living things. I forced down my excitement inside and immediately started cultivating. 5 days later, I stood in front of my spirit fields, forming hand seals with both hands. Several beams of white light shot into the sky. In an instant, dark clouds gathered, and fine rain began to fall. The rain landed accurately on each spirit plant. My clothes stayed dry, but the spirit grass at my feet grew furiously. Looking at the nearly mature green essence grass in my field, they're worth at least 8 spirit stones. My eyes lit up with greed. I'm rich this time. For the next half month, I farmed like a madman. The output of my 3 acres of spirit fields increased several times over. Even my unused warehouse was packed full. I decided to sell the goods first, then buy some offensive spells for self-defense. As soon as I entered the Spirit Treasure Pavilion, Manager Liu, an old acquaintance, greeted me. Brother Chan, you're here. What can I show you today? Manager Liu, I want to sell some spirit plants. His steps halted. Eyes widened. Wait, you mean you want to sell spirit plants? You're not buying, right? Production went up lately. He gave me a skeptical look. We only buy in batches. At least 20 plants. If it's not enough, are these enough? I tossed out over 100 green essence grass plants. More than enough. He couldn't even hide his shock. In the end, I got over 30 spirit stones. I divided up the rest at several shops, selling the remaining 200 plus as well. All converted to spirit stones. Turning around, I bought a battered Zheng metal sword manual and a broken magical artifact. Back home, I shut all the windows and doors tightly, brought up my system panel. Today's remaining spirit resonance, 16 points available for repair. Damaged Zheng metal sword manual, 9 points. Turtle pattern shield, 10 and 8 points. The shield needs 10 and 8 points. 3 times more than the dry spirit technique. It must be really good. But what I need most now is an attack move. I'll repair the sword manual first. The fragments of the sword manual on the panel seemed pulled together by invisible threads, reassembling into a complete whole. Jang metal sword manual repaired. Grade, mid-level. Detailed description, release spiritual power. Sword energy extends 10 meters out. Can slay enemies from a distance. I hadn't even had time to enjoy it when a sweet and flirtatious voice sounded outside the door. Brother Chun, are you home? My heart skipped a beat. Opened the door to take a look. It was Su-mei wearing a blue dress. Her eyes had a hook-like charm. Fellow Taoist Su, what can I do for you? Brother Chun, those spirit mushrooms in your field are thriving. Could you sell me some at a bargain price? Her tone was flirty, and she leaned forward a little. I knew all about her and Zhao Hu, so I couldn't be bothered to get tangled up. I'll give you 6 for free. Take them. Brother Chan, I heard. You sold several hundred spirit plants at the market today. You're really a genius. She smiled meaningfully. Are you following me? My tone grew cold. How could you call that stalking? She licked her lips, leaning in even closer. I just admire you. I want to serve you. Cultivation is so hard. Why take it all on alone? I'm busy today. Let's talk some other time. I handed her 6 green essence herbs and showed her out. She pouted as she left, even licking her lips as she glanced back, then finally swayed her hips out the door. But after she walked out, at the intersection, her steps stopped. Left leads to Zhao Hu's house. Right goes back to her own place. She frowned, muttering to herself, a so-so spirit botanist, growing hundreds of spirit plants in just half a month. He must be hiding a huge secret. He always treats me well, even gives me free spirit grass. But in this world, survival comes first. Nothing else matters. She turned her toes and headed for Zhao Hu's house. But she didn't know that I already set up an alert array at my gate. I repaired this from a tattered array book days ago. A little trick I learned. Just as she approached the array, the jade talisman in my hand trembled slightly. I let out a silent sigh. She'd already made her decision. Moments later, I put on black clothes and quietly followed after her. When Su-mei walked to a secluded alley entrance, a beam of Jang metal sword energy shot out from the darkness, piercing straight through her neck. Ah! She let out a miserable scream and collapsed to the ground. I stepped out from the shadows and looked at her corpse expressionlessly. After confirming there was no one around, I lowered my head and rifled through her storage pouch. I already gave him a chance. Too bad he made the wrong choice. Back inside the house, I tried to open the storage pouch, probing inside with my spiritual power. The opening loosened, and everything inside spilled noisily onto the table. Over 40 spirit stones were piled into a small mound. 5 low-grade talisman papers neatly stacked, and 1 mid-grade talisman. Just this one would let me farm for a whole year. What really made my heart race was a palm-length jade sword. The blade was icy to the touch, with a dazzling cold glint. This was definitely a real magic flying sword. Only a powerful late-stage key-refining cultivator could use it. My hands trembled as I gripped the hilt. Even my fingers were shaking, but my smile quickly froze on my face. I killed Su-mei, even though I left no evidence. What if Zhao Hu suspects me? He's a 6th level key refiner, and he also has a mid-grade magical treasure, the Beast Tower, with just my barely repaired sword art. I clenched my fist tightly. Seems I can only make the most out of my Lingyan points. Today's gathering at the spirit market. Maybe I can find a bargain. If I'm lucky, I might even score a fragment of the sword control technique. With the sword control technique, I could wield this flying sword. I jumped up and dashed madly toward Fang Clan's main street. Don't miss out as you pass by. The roars selling talismans, spirit rice, and spirit grain went on non-stop. I swept my gaze along the booths, finally stopping in front of an old man with disheveled hair and a rough appearance. There were a few torn secret manuals on his stall. Young friend, which one catches your eye? A sudden brightness appeared in the old man's eyes. What's this? I pointed at the most tattered book and asked. It's a disguise technique. It's pretty beaten up, but it's still a rare spell. 1 spirit stone.
Take the disguise technique.
My heart started pounding. With this, I could change my appearance and act safely. I kept my excitement from showing on my face, turned around and walked off. 1 spirit stone. Why not just rob me? Wait, young friend. The old man panicked and grabbed me. Fine, I'll give it to you for 1 broken spirit stone. I'll even throw in this torn sword control technique too. No bargaining, that's my deal. I'm leaving. All right. I like your vibe.
Take them.
I tossed a broken spirit stone down, grabbed both manuals and left, and ran all the way back to my place. In the dimly lit room, I opened the 2 battered books, brought up my system panel. There were 7 Lingyan points left for the day. Disguise technique needs 6 points. Sword control technique needs 21 points to repair. Fix the disguise technique first. My panel flickered, and those fragmented words reshaped like a puzzle and reassembled. Disguise technique restored. Quality: low grade. Water element. Blood as a medium. Change appearance, disrupt your aura. Even your aura can be altered. Awesome! Now when I sell spirit crops, even Manager Liu won't recognize me. Didn't even have time to be happy when a sudden knock came at the door. My heart tightened. Cold sweat broke out instantly. Brother Chan, it's me. Wang Lazy, open up. Najahu. I let out a sigh of relief, but my face grew even darker. This guy is a total leech. If he's not borrowing spirit food, he's mooching for a meal or a drink. I opened the door. A sour stench hit me in the face. His clothes were a mess, and his greasy hair shone. Let me tell you, I just paid the rent. I don't have even a piece of spirit food left. You still owe me 3 pieces. Brother Chan, please. His lips were pale, his eyes bloodshot. I'm starving to death. Lend me 3 pieces of spirit food. He was shaking all over, clearly overdosed on ascension pills. If you've got no money, just leave. I shoved him out and slammed the door shut. Wang Lazy cursed me out from outside. Chan Mo, you bastard. I'm telling Brother Mei on you. Brother Mei. That loser Li Mazi and his neighboring crew. None of them are any good. I rubbed my brow. I have to get out of this dump as soon as possible. More than half a month passed in a blur. Only 10 days left till rent's due. Thanks to the quinoa grass from the sugarcane trees, 3 storerooms were packed full. That day I put on black clothes and a bamboo hat and activated the disguise technique. My appearance changed completely. I walked into Lingbao Pavilion and with a wave stacked 1,000 quinoa grass on the counter. Sir, want to sell all of these? Manager Liu's eyes lit up. I nodded. Over 300 spirit stones poured into my pouch. Now I could finally move out of this crummy place. Sure enough, someone tailed me into an alley as I left. I activated the disguise technique again and vanished on the spot. Back at my place, I took out that worn sword control technique. Brought up the system panel. 21 Lingyan points left for the day. My fingers trembled. Finally saved up enough. Sword control technique restored. Top grade. Detailed guide. Control sword with spiritual sense. Control objects at a distance. The broken sword art on the panel. Reassembled into a complete technique diagram. Great, I can finally practice the sword control technique and have a real trump card for combat. The Zheng metal sword art could only kill enemies within 30 feet. Can't even compare to the sword control technique. I almost laughed out loud 3 times, but calmed down immediately. In this spirit market, getting cocky means courting death. I brought out another treasure, that broken tortoise pattern shield. Repairing it needs 8 Lingyan points. Still not enough for now. But once I fix it, my battle power will improve all around. A bow has arrows, and a hand has a shield. Even if Xiao Hu shows up, I could put up a fight. Time flew by quickly, and soon it was just days before rent was due. That day, from a distance I saw the door to my shed wide open. Familiar figures moving around inside. My face instantly grew cold. I strode in and roared, Wang Lazy. You've got some nerve, breaking into my house without permission. And even bringing people with you. Wang Lazy was lying limply on the wooden bed. Beside him sat a slick-looking man. It's Li Mei from the neighborhood shop. Brother Chan is back. Li Mazi grins and approaches. Wang Lazy follows along. Both are smiling from ear to ear. Brother Chan, you really have to lend me some snacks this time. I asked coldly. Lima Z, what do you want? Wang Lazy lost his snacks. He said you were doing well financially. So I came to borrow a few. Lima Z gives a sly smile, his eyes suspiciously darting around my room. I sneer. My spiritual grass hasn't been harvested yet. If you guys help me harvest it, once it's sold for spirit stones, I can really lend you some. Lima Z is stunned, but his face quickly lights up. Wang Lazy keeps urging me, afraid I'll change my mind. I say no more, leading them to the spiritual field. Over 100 Qinyuan plants are thriving. Their fragrance fills the air. I can trade them for at least 30 spirit stones. Brother Chan, you really hit the jackpot this time. Wang Lazy's eyes nearly pop out. I don't need much. Just lend me 25. I'll pay you back tomorrow. Lima Zi's eyes flicker, clearly hoping for more spirit stones. Suddenly he stops, staring hard at me. A palm-sized jade sword hangs at my waist. Brother Chan, what's that? A flying sword? Lima Zi's voice trembles. You actually mastered sword control? That flying sword must be worth a lot of spirit stones. I smile and nod, forming a sword seal. The flying sword buzzes as it lifts off my waist, dancing around my fingers. A streak of light like silk. Pretty cool, right? I'm showing it off just for you guys. A smile hangs at the corner of my mouth, but my eyes turn cold.
Limazi's face suddenly changes.
He quickly turns to run. I point at him, too late to escape. The flying sword flashes outward, a streak of light like a rainbow. The sword strikes the back of Limazi's head. He falls without a sound. Wang Aixi sees this, terrified to the core. His legs turn to jelly. He wants to run but can't move. I control the sword. It spins, piercing right through his forehead. Blood splatters onto the Qinyuan grass. The red is blinding. I retrieve the flying sword and wipe it clean. Unusually calm inside. I check their storage bags. Wang Lazy's bag is empty. That bastard lost everything. But when I open Limazi's bag, my eyes instantly light up. A purple pill furnace shines with a gentle glow. A piece of ashy wood, shaped vaguely like a puppet. A deep red wooden stick, giving off a faint heat. Over 100 snacks neatly stacked. And a high-quality level 1 invisibility talisman. My heart races with excitement. Altogether, these are easily worth hundreds of snacks. I hurry to harvest the spiritual grass, drag the bodies away and bury them. Back inside, I suddenly grow alert. Limazi's storage bag is way beyond ordinary. Could he be connected to the boss behind the spiritual rice shop? Looks like I'll have to earn more spirit stones quickly. It's the only way to secure my place in this spirit gathering point. Before I know it, it's the next day. I put on a bamboo hat, activate disguise magic, and walk into Lingbao Pavilion. Welcome, sir. Is there anything you'd like to look for? Manager Liu greets me enthusiastically.
He's already recognized me.
The mysterious customer who offered 1,000 Qinyuan grass plants. I browse the counter for a while. My eyes land on an old yellow talisman. I'll take that talisman. It's a sample for the purification talisman. Though incomplete, it holds notes and tips for making talismans. I also buy some cinnabar, brush pens, and other crafting materials. Manager Liu hesitates. Are you sure, sir? This talisman is quite rare in the market. It costs 1 spirit stone. I nod. Purchase made. As I leave Lingbao Pavilion, the disguise magic just happens to wear off. My face returns to normal. I head straight for a Yanyu Pavilion in the Fang Estate. The sign hangs high, extravagant and dazzling. It's the dream spot for countless wandering cultivators. Behind the counter sits a veiled woman, none other than Manager Si Chu Ying. Are you looking for a room, sir? She glances at me. Her tone is languid. I'd like a room. How many spirit stones? 3 spirit stones per month. Si Chu Ying blinks. Noticing I've been staring at her, she bursts out laughing and comes over. Young friend, what are you looking at?
I cough.
Break my gaze. Nothing. A faint scar is visible beneath her veil, stretching from cheekbone to chin. As I stare, an idea suddenly comes to mind. Manager, I see you have an old injury on your face. Coincidentally, I once learned a technique that can heal such wounds. Really? She shudders at my words. Her eyes flash with disbelief. This injury has been with her for years. It's actually a kind of poison. Many famous doctors couldn't cure it. I'll go look for the recipe. But could I trouble you for a room first, manager? I nod, without making any promises. My name is C.E. Ju-ying. Her tone softens. Young friend, if you don't mind, just call me sister. As long as you can really heal my face, I'm willing to grant your every wish. She laughs softly, covering her mouth, her gaze like silky threads. She misunderstands, so I quickly wave my hand. If I can find that recipe, I wouldn't dare ask for anything in return. Please, Sister Si Shu, lead the way. You're quite perceptive. Si Chu Ying laughs charmingly. Don't worry. Sister wouldn't shortchange you. Come on, follow me. I follow behind her, watching the manager's swaying hips, and swallow deeply. I have my own plans. Cultivation is dangerous. It's not just about fighting. Human affairs matter too. At critical moments, this kind of favor can save your life. Of course, I haven't made any definite promises yet. I never told her for sure I could heal her face. She hardly believes. A second-level key cultivator would have such skills. She's probably thinking that men can't be trusted. But you never know, just in case. It's good to have a bit of hope and keep some prospects for herself. Now, I'm finally done with the shack and moved into Yanyu Pavilion in the Fang Estate. But I don't idle around. I head out again right away. Outside the Yanyu Pavilion, seeing no one around, I shift my appearance and activate disguise magic again to search for the recipe. I found a pill furnace in Li Mazi's storage bag. If I could snag another pill recipe, my path in alchemy would open up. After all, I'm still using the Gathering Spirit recipe. Even though I've moved from the outer sheds into Smoky Rain Pavilion, Jiahu can still find me. Maybe only by truly escaping the loose cultivator status. Having a backing. Having a sect. Can I finally feel at ease? Joining a sect isn't easy. Even with the repair panel, it still takes time to prepare. I need to be skilled in both pill refining and talisman making, just to have a shot at passing the test. I've changed my appearance, pulled my hat down low, eyes full of longing for the future. Now the giant spirit recipe is getting more and more dangerous for me. I can only keep climbing upward, climb high and far enough, to finally sleep soundly. By evening, giant spirit recipe is bustling. The main road is crowded with people going back and forth. Some fly in riding immortal cranes. Some walk with fierce tigers by their side. Their clothing varies widely. The street is filled with traffic. Many pavilions for loose cultivators flank the main road. People going in and out. It's truly lively. I wear a hat. It's not easy to attract attention. But unfortunately, the disguise technique has expired. I circled around several times, but couldn't find any pill recipes. My appearance returned to normal. I glanced at the sky and hurried back. In front of Smoky Rain Pavilion's main gate, I stride in boldly. Turning around, I suddenly bump into someone. A surprised shout breaks the silence. I deeply furrow my brows, thinking this isn't good. I recognize that voice. I pretend not to hear, and keep walking toward the Smoky Rain Pavilion's entrance. Still, I was chased up. Why, Brother Chan, you're rich now. Don't hang around the outer sheds anymore. Living in Smoky Rain Pavilion, you don't recognize old friends? It's Zhao Yang. I was in a hurry for something, and didn't notice you. I reluctantly turned and forced a smile. This man has a handsome face, holds a folding fan in his hands, wears all white. His temples look light and breezy. He looks like a rich young master. But I feel disgust rising inside. This Zhao Yang, relying on his looks, threw away his dignity, and became a male escort. Among the lowest loose cultivators in the Fang clan, there are many such people. I even know a couple. The husband acts as a pimp. The wife works clients in the Fang clan. Encountering these people, I generally keep my distance. I have things to do, so I'm leaving. I don't want to stay a second longer. Brother Chan, you're really busy. But have you heard? Wang Lei and Lima are already dead. And your original neighbor, Sister Sue. Her body was found too. She paused, looked at me with deep meaning in her eyes. Do you think you had something to do with it? My heart tightened, but I kept a calm expression. I know you have opinions about me. Zhao Yan continued, snapped his folding fan, opened it with a flourish. The words favor were boldly written on the fan. He doesn't realize I'm trying to survive and cultivate too. Risk isn't just about fighting. You also need to understand social etiquette. What do you say?
Hearing this,
My heart trembled fiercely. He's hinting at something. He knows about Wang Lei and Su Mei's deaths. Now the secret is out. And he's connecting it to me. He's subtly threatening me. He wants to use this to extort me. Once I realized this, anger surged in my heart. But even more was the overwhelming sense of crisis. The word favor flashed in my mind. I couldn't help but squint, with killing intent in my eyes. Just then, a familiar figure appeared. Little friend, you're finally back. Come keep your sister company for a bit. It was Si Yu Ying, the female manager of Smoky Rain Pavilion. I'm not chatting. I'll head back first. I didn't say much, and left immediately. Zhao Ying was stunned, seeing that I seemed to have a close relationship with Chu Ying. Shrunk his neck a bit, and didn't dare to speak again. He quickly turned and left. But after going out, he rolled his eyes, clearly scheming something. Back in my room, I locked the door tightly, trying hard to calm myself down. But my mind was restless like ants on a hot pan. Zhao Yang knows my background, and knows about my connection to Wang Lei and the others. He probably already guessed I killed them. What he said earlier was all meant as a warning to me. Zhao Hu must be looking for me. If Li Ma is a relative of the neighborhood shop manager, then the shop may be after me too. If Xiao Yang goes back and tells them I live in Smoky Rain Pavilion, the consequences are unimaginable. I took a deep breath, forced myself to calm down. No, Zhao Yang probably won't tell others easily. He saw me in Smoky Rain Pavilion. That's right, he's really after me, trying to extort me. Since that's the case, I still have time. Worst case, if someone does come, I'll use the disguise technique to escape. Even the manager's injuries I can heal, and gain favor while staying here. Maybe things aren't so bad yet. I carefully thought it through. My mind cleared, though it's not a flawless plan. Ultimately, it's still because I'm not strong enough. I need pill recipes. One want to refine pills. Right, I have the sample for the freshening talisman. I can make talismans. And that grayish stick should be puppet wood. I can learn to make puppets. All of these are shortcuts to making big spirit stones. I still have a chance, just lacking time. Granted, my repair panel only increases my spirit resonance value by 1 or so each day. But it's been a while since I last repaired swordsmanship. Enough time has passed. It's time for another repair. I pull out the sample for the freshening talisman, along with prepared cinnabar, charms and other talisman-making materials. Took a deep breath to steady my mind. Sat down at the table, holding the damaged talisman sample. Checked my panel. 18 spirit resonance points remaining today. Currently able to repair the damaged freshening talisman sample. Need to invest 3 spirit resonance points to repair. I didn't hesitate, and started repairing immediately. Those broken runes on the panel were like being pulled by invisible threads, merging into a complete talisman. Moments later, words appeared. 15 spirit resonance points remain today. Freshening talisman sample repaired. Sample talisman is restored. Grade: lower quality. Water element spirit talisman introduction. Mind is as calm as water. Spirit wandering in resonance. Breath at ease. Freshening talisman aids cultivation, doubling the effect. It's repaired. With this sample talisman, I can make talismans right away. And any talisman I draw won't fail. Even if it does, I can fix it with the repair panel, so no materials would be wasted. I held the fully repaired freshening talisman sample, feeling like I was seeing a golden road ahead. I immediately used the materials I'd prepared, and drew 3 freshening talismans to test the feel. Moments later, I was stunned. No wonder it's called one of the most lucrative paths in immortality. It's insanely difficult. All 3 spirit talismans failed completely. Both talisman drawing and pill refining burn through money. It's all experience built on spirit stones. There's no other way, but it's okay. I checked the panel and tried repairing the discarded talismans. It only takes a single spirit resonance point to restore the failed talismans, and their quality is quite high. I felt much more confident. First, I'll go sell some talismans, then look for pill recipes. I felt a sense of urgency, not wanting to waste a single moment. Stood up and left immediately. Inside Treasure Pavilion, Manager Liu rested both hands on the golden Namu counter. 3 grade 1 lower freshening talismans were laid out on the counter. His expression was complex. Looking up, that familiar hat and black clothes had already taken the spirit stones and exited the pavilion. No, something is very off, Manager Liu murmured to himself, frowning deeply. I remember the talisman sample I sold him was damaged, but the craftsmanship and quality of these freshening talismans has nearly vanished in this generation. How did he manage to make them? He picked up the talismans in surprise, looked them over and over. His mind was surging with shock. It was me who used the disguise technique. I sold the freshness talismans. I patted my storage pouch. There were now 45 more spirit stones inside. I felt quite relieved. Even the finished talismans vary in quality. The talismans I've repaired using restoration points are naturally of top quality. That's why I can sell one for 15 spirit stones. And look how quickly I've earned 45 spirit stones just from selling fresh origin grass. Even if 10 acres yield well, I only get about 100 stalks per cycle. That's worth about 30 spirit stones. Clearly, making talismans is much more profitable. Of course, that's just for me. After all, I don't fail when refining. There's zero material loss. But for my current situation, this bit of income is still just a drop in the bucket. The disguise technique soon wore off. Though I felt a sense of urgency, I still forced myself to find a pill shop. Looking up, I saw the large sign above the loft, Yawang Pavilion. My heart skipped a beat. A sense of yearning showed in my eyes, because this is one of the 6 renowned major sects. Yawang Sect's front in Gathering Spirit Lane. A sect is always a place all wanderer cultivators dream of. I don't even know when I'll be able to become a disciple of a major sect. I'll just go take a look. I stepped into Yawang Pavilion. The decor was elegantly classical. I was greeted by the refreshing scent of pills as soon as I entered. It instantly made me feel energized. I glanced around the shelves. The counter was full of pills and recipes. I examined everything very carefully. I grew even more impatient. I desperately wanted to get stronger. Making talismans isn't just for making money. It's also to boost my combat power, just in case of emergencies. It's the same with alchemy. These are great for improving cultivation. Zhao Hu is in the mid-stage of key refining, while I'm not even at the 2nd tier. If I could learn alchemy and use pills as support, my cultivation would rise quickly. And I'd have the guts to go up against Zhao Hu. Welcome, guest. Feel free to look around. Behind the counter sat an elderly man with white hair, dressed in the sect's blue robe. He looked very ethereal. All right, I nodded in response, and continued to browse the shelves. I saw many recipes with clearly marked prices, but most of them were too expensive for me right now. Some cost over 100 spirit stones. I immediately stopped in my tracks. Then I paused in front of one recipe. Surprisingly, this one was priced at just 3 spirit stones. I was delighted. Looking closely, the recipe on this shelf was indeed torn in half. It looked like it had been ripped. These broken and discarded recipes are exactly what I was looking for. This incomplete recipe is worth 3 spirit stones. All right, I'll look for some alchemy materials as well. The shopkeeper just glanced at me once, then ignored me. I paid the spirit stones, put away this incomplete recipe called extracting body pill, and also bought some alchemy ingredients. Then I turned and left. I know myself well. Right now, I'm still just at the bottom. Maybe a little better than the itinerant cultivators outside the pavilions. But my cultivation is just too low. I'm still not qualified for sect disciples to even give me a second glance. Yet I'm not discouraged. I told myself, one day, when I get through these hard times, that day will come. With a pill recipe, a pill furnace, and alchemy materials, I'll be able to refine pills too. I was thrilled, secretly excited. However, when I went back to the entrance of a new tower, someone from the noodle shop across the street suddenly called out to me. Chan, what a coincidence. We meet again. Can you spare a moment to come sit with me? A familiar voice made my expression turn grim. I stopped in my tracks, turned my head to look. Who else could it be but Xiaoyang? He sat under the noodle shop's awning, raising his teacup and motioning to me. From the look of it, he'd clearly been waiting for a long time. I was extremely reluctant, but thinking about how Zhao Yang could track my movements, he was an unpredictable factor. And since I already intended to kill him, I might as well meet him. So I walked over. Chan, you're something else. You really are something else. Zhao Ying got up and walked over, acting all friendly. It's been ages since I kept in touch with old friends like you. Never thought someone so unremarkable before could actually live in Yanyu Tower and even get along with the lady manager. He reached out, trying to put his arm around my shoulder. I quickly dodged away in disgust. Just say what you have to say. If there's nothing, I'm leaving. There actually is something. Isn't cultivation all about earning spirit stones? Chan, I see you know the lady manager at Yanyu Tower. And you know what business I'm in. He paused, a dangerous smile on his face. I can keep your business a secret, but you need to introduce me. Let me meet the lady manager at Yanyu Tower. What do you think? He was implying that he wanted to cozy up to the lady manager and become her pretty boy. I knew that if I refused, there was a good chance Zhao Yang would spill my whereabouts and secrets. I'd heard that guys in this line of work don't have an easy time making money. Some female cultivators would even put dog collars on them, taking them around and humiliating them, but they'd endure it. It's truly disgusting. I cursed Zhao Yang in my heart. If I really helped him, wouldn't that make me a pimp? But I didn't rush to reject him. So I replied vaguely, I'll think about it. Nothing else? I'm leaving. Chun, you still need to think about it. A look of annoyance flashed in Zhao Yang's eyes, quickly covered by a smile. We're old friends after all. Since we've met up, let me treat you. Let's go to that old spot we both used to visit. How does that sound? Otherwise, I might just visit your neighbors instead. I gritted my teeth and agreed. A sly look of triumph flashed in Zhao Yang's eyes. He patted me on the shoulder. I resisted the urge to dodge away. He laughed. That's better. We're old friends. No need to make things awkward. Tonight at Hai Shi, the old tavern on the outskirts, I'll be waiting for you there. Don't be late. Watching his back as he walked away, fanning himself. All the coldness left my eyes. Time to put up a front. The outer shantytown at Hai Shi is a place mixed with all sorts. Once night falls, even the patrol cultivators avoid stepping in. He clearly chose that place to set me up. He must have guessed that the deaths of Sumei, Wang Lazy, and Li Nazi were related to me, and probably wants to kill me for my luck and treasures. Back in my room at Yanyu Tower, I immediately shut all the doors and windows tightly. I took out a grade 1 superior concealment talisman from my storage pouch. It was entirely silver and white on the surface, faintly gleaming. Rubbing it between my fingers, I could feel an intense flow of spiritual energy. This is the most precious treasure in Li Mazi's storage pouch. I originally planned to save it for a life or death emergency, but now it seems perfect for use against Zhao Yang. I checked the Zheng metal sword technique and sword control technique once more, forming a seal with my fingertips. The flying sword instantly buzzed and shot forward. The sword light drew a sharp arc through the dimly lit room and landed steadily in my palm. After cultivating for this period of time, my control over the flying sword has become much more proficient. Within 30 feet, I can accurately take a person's head, not to mention with the invisibility talisman activated. I'd become a specter claiming lives in the night. As soon as it was the hour of the pig, I activated my disguise technique, changed into a set of black clothes suitable for moving around, and stuck the invisibility talisman to my chest. Infusing it gently with power, instantly my body was enveloped as if by thick fog, completely concealing my aura and figure. Even at close range, it was hard to notice me. I slipped out of Yanyu Loft without a sound, heading toward the old tavern. The night was pitch black, and the evening wind carried the scent of weeds and damp earth, making the old tarps on the sheds flutter noisily. The outer shantytown was shrouded in darkness, with only a few scattered candle lights flickering. The old tavern was at the very edge of the shantytown, the white cloth with the word wine on it at the entrance fluttering fiercely in the wind. I slowed my steps, taking advantage of the night for cover, and quietly circled to the back of the tavern. Sure enough, there were a few vague shadows lurking in the grass. Their presence was oppressive, clearly helpers Zhao Yang had brought. I narrowed my eyes and probed with my spiritual sense. There were 4 people in total, each at about the 3rd level of key refining. They were even weaker than Zhao Yang. Apparently, he hired desperate vagrants from the lowest ranks of rogue cultivators. Zhao Yang was sitting on a stone bench at the entrance to the tavern, playing with a dagger in his hand. his gaze coldly fixated on the intersection. Muttering curses under his breath, that brat managed to grow hundreds of spirit plants in just half a month, and even moved into Unrivaled. He must have amazing luck on his side. Once I kill him, and reveal his secret of killing for treasures to everyone, I'll go try to curry favor with the proprietress of Unrivaled. Hearing his words, the killing intent in my heart grew even stronger. He not only wants to kill me and steal my treasures, but also ruin my reputation, and use me to climb up to Chu Ying. A greedy and shameless person like this will definitely become a major threat if left alive. I slowly drew my flying sword, moving it with my spiritual sense. The sword turned into a silent flash of cold light, and shot toward the hiding figures in the grass. The first one was cleaning his weapon with his head down, completely unaware of the danger. The sword instantly pierced through his back. He didn't even have time to scream. Before collapsing limply into the grass, his life expired in an instant. Next, I manipulated the sword to dart around, the sword light following wherever I willed, striking out with precision each time, and hitting each lurker in a vital spot. In just a split second, all 4 lurkers were dead. Their bodies fell in the grass, without making a sound. Zhao Yang seemed to sense something was wrong, and jumped to his feet, looking around vigilantly, gripping the dagger in his hand even tighter. "Who's there?" His voice shook with a trace of panic. His eyes darted all around, but he couldn't spot me at all. He reached for the storage pouch at his waist, wanting to grab a talisman, but it was already too late. I shifted and appeared silently behind him, quiet as a shadow, fingers forming a seal. The flying sword hovered at his throat. Zhao Yan froze completely, feeling the chill of cold steel on his neck, his face turning deathly pale instantly. His voice trembled. "Is it you?" Silence. "You're guessing right." I lowered my voice, cold and expressionless. "Zhao Yang, you shouldn't have been greedy. And you shouldn't have set your sights on me. Su Mei, Wang Lazy and Li Mazi died because of their greed. And you'll end up the same. Don't kill me." Zhao Yang broke down in an instant. His knees gave out, and he knelt on the ground, kowtowing repeatedly. I looked at his pitiful, begging appearance, feeling not the slightest pity inside. The world of cultivation is survival of the fittest. Showing mercy to the enemy is being cruel to yourself. Besides, he knows my secret. If I let him go, sooner or later he'll come back for revenge. I willed my sword, and the sword instantly pierced his throat. Blood gushed out, splattering onto the muddy ground, making a faint sound as it landed. I put away my sword, dragged the corpse into an abandoned shed nearby, and used spiritual power to clean up all the blood, making sure there weren't any traces left behind. After finishing all this, I activated the invisibility talisman again, heading back toward Unrivaled. I quickly returned to Unrivaled and entered my room. I immediately locked the door, finally breathing a sigh of relief. I took out several storage pouches from Zhao Yang and the helpers he had found. All their storage pouches were now in my hands. 358 snacks, especially Zhao Yang, who single-handedly claimed 310. I pursed my lips. I heard being a Niulang is quite lucrative, but now it seems, at least Zhao Yang isn't particularly wealthy. Still, compared to most wandering cultivators outside the main pavilion, it's actually not bad. All of these are now in my pocket. Yet for me right now, this amount of snacks is hardly impressive. Suddenly, my eyes lit up. From Zhao Yang's storage pouch, I found a cultivation material. After searching carefully, I discovered a manual, a damaged dual cultivation technique of the Dongshuan Sutra. No wonder he's a Niulang. My face turned slightly red, what most people shy away from. He plays with so openly. He actually hid a dual cultivation technique. I curiously held the manual and browsed through it. Though incomplete, it still contains illustrations, nearly as explicit as a spring palace painting. I couldn't help blushing. This manual was torn vertically, half missing. It looks completely ruined. I picked up this technique manual. The manual panel instantly popped up. Remaining spiritual resonance value today, 12 points. Currently repairable manual. Deficient Dongshuan Sutra. Can invest 9 points of spiritual resonance value to repair. I thought for a moment, maybe I'll need it someday. After all, dual cultivation is said to rapidly boost cultivation. So I chose to repair it. Moments later, the panel changed. Lines of text appeared, remaining spiritual resonance value today. 3 points. Dongshuan Sutra repaired. Mid-grade. Manual intro. Using qi to stimulate meridians. Fusing the powers of 2 poles. Enabling the cultivator's spiritual power to resonate inside the body, thus achieving mutual enhancement and synergistic effects. Helping cultivators increase their cultivation level. With the 3 points left, I repaired the formula for extraction pills as well. Before I knew it, the Qingming festival had just passed. Drizzling rain continued non-stop. The entire spirit gathering pavilion was shrouded in thick mist. I left home early in the morning, but I didn't go far. Yanyu Tower was elegant and tranquil. Beautiful surroundings, small bridges over flowing streams. Right across lies a pagoda-like pill refinement room for guests. Though to refine pills, guests must bring their own materials. Now that I have both the formula and materials, I'm planning to give it a try, to see if I can successfully refine a pill. Arriving here, one of the pill refinement room doors was open. Instantly, a fragrant aroma filled the air. A familiar figure caught my eye. The lady manager Si Huyen. A hint of surprise flickered in my eyes. Then I quickly understood. After all, she's also a cultivator, and bears scars on her face, studying pill refinement in hopes of healing them. Which makes perfect sense. Are you up early to refine pills, young friend? I came to check on you, sister. Did the pills turn out well? I wasted another batch of materials today. Only managed to produce 3 useless pills. Si Yuying called it wasted, but showed no sign of regret on her face. She looked up at me. Noticing my bright, curious gaze, she smiled charmingly. Young friend, what are you staring at? Is it my hand or my foot? No, I blushed. Standing before this still elegant lady manager, I felt a bit shy. Clearing my throat, I explained, actually, I'm eyeing the waste pills in your hand, sister. I wonder if you could sell them to me. I need them. I raised an eyebrow. Yes, it suddenly hit me. These waste pills might be worthless to others, but to me they're quite valuable. Earlier, it was the 3 waste pills in C.H. Yu Ying's hand. That caught my attention. Of course, I can't deny. C. Yu Ying's hands are alluring too. If not for the ruined face under her veil, with her graceful figure and fair, beautiful appearance, this lady manager would definitely be considered a beauty. A woman of this age has an enduring charm, adding a flavor young girls lack. Si Yu Ying looked at me, her cheeks glowing red, and she seemed intent on teasing me. Her smile was dazzling, her chest gently quivering, her breath, fragrant as orchids, wafted over my face, making me shiver all over, unable to look her in the eye. If you want them, then take them, she said, her voice gentle. Sister, these are just waste pills from key-boosting pills. No, hurry. Hurry and take them, she said as she cupped my hand, and personally placed the 3 pills in my palm. Thank you, sister. I put away the waste pills. Upon hearing the words key-boosting pill, my heart suddenly raced. Key-boosting pill is a top-grade first-tier pill, the best choice for breaking through the early key training stage. Thinking about this, my breathing grew a bit hurried. Sister, in half a month, let me check your injury. I'm 80% sure I can heal it, now that I've accepted something. Plus, with looming danger, I'm anxious inside. It's time to build up this favor. Very seriously, I made an appointment. Agreed to meet in half a month, mainly because my spiritual resonance value hasn't recovered yet. I'll need some time. These words also have broader implications, given my current precarious situation. If Xiaohu finds me during this period, counting on this promise, I believe CHU Ying won't ignore it. Honestly, can you really heal my injury? CHU Ying had been flirting. Earlier, when I claimed I'd seen ways to heal injuries, she didn't fully believe me. But now, as I firmly stated I could heal her, even with her vast experience, she couldn't help but feel moved. If you truly heal my face, I'll definitely reward you. This time, Si Ying's cheeks turned bright red. Even her ears flushed. Her eyes glistened with affection. I'll come to find you in half a month, sister. I didn't dare linger around. Her scent kept tempting me. I turned and went back to my own room, sat cross-legged in meditation, 5 hearts toward heaven. It took a long while to calm myself down. I flipped out the Dongshuan Sutra, browsing from time to time. Maybe it'll come in handy. Suddenly, I let out a deep breath. No matter what, I've managed to build a connection with Chu Ying. My sense of urgency eased a bit. Right, the ki-boosting pill. I opened my palm. Right there was the waste pill CH gave me. Though it's a waste pill, it's still top grade first tier. The pill's ingredients give off a rich scent of spiritual herbs. The panel popped up, but my spiritual resonance value hasn't recovered yet. I'll need to wait a bit longer. And just like that, I kept a low profile at Yanyu Tower. Half a month passed. I took out the waste pills again. The panel showed today's remaining spiritual resonance value, 18 points. Currently repairable items, 3 discarded ki-boosting pills. You can use 6 spirit resonance points to repair them. Each discarded pill requires 2 spirit resonance points. I didn't think too much about it. I've been waiting for a long time. Not long after, I suddenly felt warmth in my palm. The 3 discarded pills instantly became crystal clear all over, and shimmering light radiated within each one. The panel changed again. Remaining spirit resonance points today, 12. Ki-boosting pills have been repaired to their grade. Top grade quality, flawless description. Refined from the essence of Ganoderma. It has the effect of replenishing ki and boosting the early stage refining realm. Due to its exceptional quality, first use increases lifespan by 3 years. Flawless quality. Is this for real? Looking at these 3 crystal clear pills in front of me, a wave of surprise and joy washed over me. I know about the quality grades of pills. The lowest is a discarded pill. The highest is flawless. I suppress my excitement, because the breakthrough I've dreamed of is finally happening. Without hesitation, I swallowed a pill and sat cross-legged in meditation. Channeling energy with 5-star toward heaven technique to refine the pill. My danshan was surging with spiritual energy. The spiritual power within the pill exceeded my expectations. With a slight hum, I parted my lips slightly. A soft sound echoed from my danshan. I suddenly broke through to the 3rd level of ki refining. I snapped my eyes open. A surge of abundant spiritual energy flowed through my body. My whole body felt incredibly refreshed. There are 2 pills left. I plan to stabilize my cultivation first, then use them to push for further breakthroughs. Like this. I reckon it won't take long before I break through 3 more levels and reach the 5th level of ki refining in one go. By then, if I meet Zhao Hu again, I won't be powerless. I'll have the strength to fight back. These aren't just 3 discarded pills. They're treasures that can help me advance 3 realm levels. I can't help but think of Chu Ying. I'm truly grateful to him. Calculating the time. Half a month has already passed. It's about time to fulfill the promise. I immediately got up, planning to head out for some food first. Then I'll come back to find Chu Ying. On the main road of Julingfang, there were already many roaming cultivators early in the morning. I blended into the crowd, found a noodle shop, and enjoyed a hearty meal. The disguise technique can't last much longer. I can only show my true face, afraid Zhao Hu would spot me, so I dare not stay long. I hurriedly finished eating and headed back. On the way back, I glanced to the side, just saw the nearby pavilion playing the role of a door. It really was a half-open door. This is actually the brothel among the Fan clan. Everyone inside sells their bodies, earning snacks as female roaming cultivators. I felt a rush of agitation, maybe because of getting close to Chu Yin. A strange fire ignited deep inside me. But just as I paused, a female cultivator in the half-open door peeked her head out by the door and locked eyes with me. She immediately recognized me. A hint of surprise flashed in her eyes. Then she gave a charming smile. "Brother Chan, so it's you. Come in and have some fun." My heart suddenly sank. I turned to leave. That female cultivator is none other than the one I was reminded of when I saw Zhao Yang before. The person selling her body for snacks at the brothel's door. Her husband must be with her. Sure enough, right by the half-open door. Another burly roaming cultivator locked me in his round stare. He recognized me too, and started calling out from behind. I sped up my pace. The bond between the couple and me isn't ordinary. When I first began my cultivation journey, it was thanks to the couple returning to our hometown. That's right, we're actually from the same hometown. All told, they're kind of my guides on the cultivation path. The husband is called Ling Kongnan. His wife is Ning. Shanjiao, when the couple went back to their village. I was just an ordinary rural boy. After they returned, our families got close. I was passionate about immortal cultivation, so I secretly followed them on their journey. Midway, they discovered me. The couple simply brought me to the Fang clan. It was only after arriving at the Fang clan that I realized what kind of business the couple was in. Deep down, I despised them both. With a grim face, I quickly disappeared into the crowd by the half-open door, mingling with the people by the door, so that Lan Kongnen and Ning Zhuangjiao couldn't find a trace of me. They couldn't track me down, let alone that I'm now surrounded by crisis. I was anxious inside. Even before I killed Su Mei, whenever I saw this couple, I'd always take a detour. Brother Chan, don't leave. We're from the same hometown. Come in and play for a bit. I'll give you half off. Lian Kongnen's shouting still echoed behind me. I felt waves of disgust. With a gloomy face, I quickly returned to the Misty Rain Pavilion, stepping through the hallway. Ahead, familiar and elegant surroundings. Fake mountain and flowing water gurgled loudly. Sitting in the opposite pavilion was the female manager, Si Chu Ying. I shook my head, forgetting all the trivial things I'd just seen and heard. Gathered my wits, stepped forward. My expression was serious, a bit nervous deep down. Xiao, you're here. Come, sit over here with your sister. When Si Chu Ying saw me approaching, her heart started pounding. It wasn't because she had a crush on me, but because of the scar on her face. She was worried whether she could remove her veil and show her real face to others. I walked up to her. Smelling the sweet breath, Chu Ying exhaled. My face turned red. My heart began to race. Looking at Chu Ying, she patted the seat to signal me to sit down. I forced myself to sit next to her. Just as I was about to speak, Chu Ying interrupted me first. Little friend, can I just call you my little brother? I said, if I've made it this far, to become the manager of Misty Rain Pavilion, do you know how much I've been through? Maybe you can't even imagine it. Her voice softened. But there's one thing I'm sure of. I've still remained a virgin all these years. Chu Ying had wide hips, a slim waist, practically taking up space for two people. She moved closer to me, whether intentionally or not. At this point, her eyes looked watery and seductive. She turned her head silently to look at me. The atmosphere instantly became extremely ambiguous. My breathing became rapid. I whispered, no. Sister, why are you saying all this? Little brother, I'm trying to tell you. It's all because of the injury on my face. Only then did Chu Ying get down to business. There was a hint of bitterness in her voice. Brother, my good brother, as long as you can heal the scar on my face, I could be yours. I swallowed hard, my mouth dry and my tongue tied. I didn't respond. I tried my best to restrain myself and said, Sister, let me check your injury first, and then I'll start treatment. Are you going to treat it here? Chu Ying was both surprised and emotional. She was also curious about how I planned to heal her. Well then, please bear with me. And don't look down on me, brother. Only then did Chu Ying raise her hand and slowly untie her veil. In that instant, a delicate face came into view. But right underneath the left corner of her mouth, there was a patch of strange black injury. I froze for a moment. It wasn't that the scar looked ugly, but you could clearly see, if it weren't for that black patch. Even at her age, Chu Ying would still be considered a beauty. Sister, excuse me. I started to raise my hand. No matter what, I had to touch the wound to fix it. Only then could I find out how much Lingyan I would need. Chu Ying shrank back a bit, then steadied herself. She let me reach out my hand and the panel appeared. Lingyan points remaining today, 12. Currently repairable. Black solo injury. You can spend 2 Lingyan points to repair this. It really can be fixed. And it only takes 2 points. I looked at the panel that popped up. My heart was shaken. That's great. So that means I definitely owe Chu for this favor. If I had known it only took 2 points, I would have fixed the injury that bothered Chu Ying for so many years. A long time ago. I didn't hesitate. I started the repair immediately. I felt a warm energy flowing from my fingertips. Moments later, the black patch on Chu Ying's face began fading at a visible speed. Fair skin appeared inch by inch. A face with particularly unique charm fully appeared before my eyes. I was stunned, just watching. What's wrong with my face? Ce Ying's delicate body shuddered. When I had touched her face a moment ago, she felt a tingling sensation. Cool and refreshing. That feeling hit her soul directly, almost making her moan involuntarily. In fact, this black poison injury happened years ago from a villain's attack. Black water invaded her body, settling in her bloodstream. She never thought it could be cured. She reached up to feel her face. Thinking of something suddenly, she patted her storage bag and took out an exquisite mirror. She held the mirror up to her face, and her eyes went wide in disbelief. My face is healed. It's really cured at last. Cag Ying was overwhelmed with emotion. Her eyes filled with tears. Her voice choked. Little brother, you're not a disciple of the Medicine King sect, are you? How do you have this skill? What kind of medical art is this? It worked with just a touch. Only then did she snap out of it, abruptly standing up and looking at me, her heart racing. As long as you're okay, sister, that's all that matters. This medical technique has its own mysteries. It basically just requires a touch. No other process is necessary. I brushed it off without giving specifics. I didn't spell it out. Just a touch is all it takes. But maybe that's not enough. Ying felt like she was in a dream, afraid that she'd wake up and none of it would be real, worried the black scar would come back again. She suddenly looked at me, gazing fixedly at me. With pursed lips, she said, "Little brother, I promise to make it up to you, to repay you. And perhaps just a touch isn't enough. I'm still afraid the scar might return. Why don't we go into your room so you can give me a thorough examination? Is that all right? Can I go? Let me observe your injury some more." At first, I thought she was just worried the injury might return. But when I realized it was already too late, I never expected I'd actually agree to it. Looking at Cu Ying, her face flushed, her lips tightly pressed, seductive as ever. There was no way I didn't know what she meant. I was about to explain, but she grabbed my hand and dragged me to my room. The door closed with a bang. The door shut. The words I wanted to say stuck in my throat. After all, I'm still young. Faced with Chu Ying looking like that, I couldn't control myself. So just like that, a whole day and night passed. It's worth mentioning, the moment Chu Ying and I entered the room, by some coincidence, someone happened to walk in around the corner of the Misty Rain Pavilion. She witnessed everything. Her eyes widened in shock. If I saw her, I would have recognized her immediately. Wasn't she the woman I saw recently through the half-open door? Ling Kongnen's wife from my hometown, Ning Xuanjiao. She was being held by a rugged-looking, stubbly middle-aged cultivator who reeked of alcohol, pulling her close by her slender waist as they entered another room in the Misty Rain Pavilion. Isn't that Chen Mo? What is he doing here? Could he also be working as a gigolo in the pavilion? Ning Xuanjiao wondered to herself, secretly guessing. Her enchanting face was full of confusion. She let out a soft gasp as the middle-aged cultivator gave her a pat. Only then did she come back to her senses and pouted coquettishly, "You're so annoying." In no time, another day and night passed. The sun was shining high, not a cloud in the sky. I slowly woke up on the bed. I rubbed my eyes. I sat up but hadn't even stood yet. Suddenly, my legs felt weak. My whole body felt exhausted. It was like I'd been completely drained. I sat back down on the bed. My eyes widened. Everything from yesterday flashed through my mind. I felt completely off. What exactly did I do? I instinctively reached out and pulled out the restored dual cultivation tome, the Dongshuan manual. I'd actually already cultivated to the 2nd level. At that moment, I felt a raging heat inside. My spiritual energy was overflowing. It was almost spilling out of my danshan. I calmed my mind. I examined my danshan internally. My eyes immediately widened. Damn, key training level 4. I broke through last night. My surprise nearly made me jump up. Don't forget, when I went from key training level 2 to 3, I used the abundant energy from the key boost pill, and I'd just broken through not long ago. Now I broke through again. I, Zhuangji, looked at the Dongshuan manual in my hand and thought of Chu Ying's cultivation level. She was actually at the foundation establishment stage, a night of dual cultivation. It's reasonable to break through a small early stage of key training. Makes perfect sense. Maybe that's the advantage of tasting the forbidden fruit the first time. The effects are just that good. Where's my sister? I mumbled to myself, then looked around. Si Yu Ying was no longer in the room. She must have left early. Only a patch of blood remained on the bed. Seems Si Yu Ying wasn't lying. She really did keep herself pure all these years. I held my head, a mix of crying and laughing. What a mess. My gaze swept past the bedside. I saw a storage pouch embroidered with a delicate lotus flower. It was left for me by Chu Ying. Last night's wasn't considered compensation. This is the real compensation. With anticipation and surprise, I picked up the storage pouch. My heart was full of joy. Although I mainly treated Yu Ying to get favor from Yan Yulu to handle Zhao Hu's threats. But a reward from a foundation establishment expert would definitely be extraordinary. It's impossible not to feel tempted. I opened the storage pouch. I took a deep breath. My face was full of shock. This is way too generous. There were at least 2,000 spirit stones inside. Besides that, there were 3 talismans. Invisibility talisman, Vajra talisman, strength talisman. All of it was given to me.
Considered medical expenses.
So what was last night considered? I took a deep breath. I lifted my head and suddenly thought of Zhao Yang. My face flushed. If it weren't for Zhao Yang's Dongshuan manual, Si Yu Ying wouldn't have been so satisfied and given me so many good things. My groggy mind finally remembered all the details. My face turned red. Then I started feeling lightheaded. My stomach rumbled. I remembered how much energy I'd used last night. I was already starving. After washing up, I got up and went out, thinking about using disguise techniques as soon as I leave. It never hurts to stay cautious all the time. But before I went out, someone called out loudly. So it really was you I saw yesterday. What are you doing here? I looked up and saw a figure by the doorway. He was wearing a thin shirt. The collar was very low. You could vaguely see his undershirt. His makeup was heavy. His eyes had a seductive look. He looked quite handsome. But there was always a worldly air about him. A temperament developed from years of playing roles.
He blinked and walked up to me.
Stared at me meaningfully, smiling, lowered his voice and said, "If I hadn't come here yesterday as a guest, I wouldn't have known you actually lived here too. And not only are you a male escort, but you've even cozied up to manager CU. Quite the skills." I was stunned, then anger rushed up, about to lose my temper. Ning Zhuanjiao quickly smiled apologetically and said, "You're not a kid anymore. Now you know how hard cultivation is. There's nothing to be shy about. Come on, Uncle Ling is waiting for us outside. It's been a while. As fellow townsfolk, we're treating you. If you ever miss us, don't forget to come. Visit when the door's half open." I was both angry and helpless. Didn't expect he'd witness what happened with Chu Yin yesterday, and got the wrong impression. I wanted to explain, but didn't know how. "Silent, it really is you. Come, Uncle will take you to get something tasty." Just then, the burly Ling Kongnan heard the voices and came through the doorway. That couple was pretty decent to me, aside from their unorthodox views, not insisting I patronize Ning Zhuanjiao's business. They still cared about the hometown connection. Enough, I have things to do. I was anxious to leave. I turned and tried to walk away. A cold glint flashed in my eyes. Just hope they don't target me. "Silent, we were the ones who brought you out here." Liang Kongnan looked troubled, patiently trying to persuade me. "Don't take it to heart. You're probably disgusted by some of the things we've done. But you still don't know yet. When I first came to the spirit gathering market, I couldn't accept it either. I found out that before the spirit rice shopkeeper opened the rice shop, he and his wife were also members of the Midnight Sect. They built their fortune by earning spirit stones. Now look at him. He's already in the foundation establishment stage." From Uncle Liang. "I also want to open a rice shop here at the spirit gathering market in the future." My expression softened. Before, I didn't understand or respect it. Thinking about it now. After all, we're from the same hometown. Everyone has their own ambitions, and they've truly treated me well. Maybe I can't understand it, but I can respect it. But I'll never walk the same path as them. Not to mention I still have to deal with the crisis with Zhao Hu. Looking at it now, I'm guessing this couple still doesn't know I'm a suspect. Aside from that, when I heard the neighbor shopkeeper started out in the Midnight Sect, I was a bit surprised. Of course, they also know the neighbor shopkeeper. Actually, when I first arrived, Fangxi was able to work as an assistant at the neighbor shop, thanks to Liang Kongnen's introduction. Hearing he reached the foundation establishment stage, I felt heavy inside again. The neighboring rice shop's boss, Li Weiren, is the foundation establishment cultivator Li Mazi. If they're relatives, Li Mazi's death would really be blamed on me. Thinking of this, the hostility I'd let go of suddenly surged back up. I solemnly told Uncle Liang, "Remember this. Don't mention you've seen me. Especially, don't let the neighbor shopkeeper know I'm here. Don't even bring me up to him. Otherwise, something serious will happen. That's all I have to say." I said goodbye and turned to leave, quickening my steps. In an instant, I disappeared into the crowd on the main road in front of the misty rain tower. But I didn't go far. With a quick move, I slipped into an alley, my brows furrowed deeply. When it comes to life and death, I have to be extra cautious. Since my whereabouts are known, I have to be on guard. I tapped my storage pouch. A bright yellow talisman appeared at my fingertips. It's an invisibility talisman. I didn't hesitate, just to be sure there wouldn't be trouble later. I decided to use the spirit talisman. Behind you, I followed Liang Kongnen and the direction that Ning Zhuanjiao left. We're from the same hometown. I really didn't want to do anything to them, but quickly realized, at the intersection not far ahead, a middle-aged man in uniform with a smile, wearing a goatee, stopped Liang Kongnen. It was Li Weiren, the neighbor shopkeeper. My hair stood on end. A powerful sense of danger shot right up from my feet to my head. This is a foundation establishment cultivator. And like Li Mazi, his surname is Li. Li Mazi's storage pouch was quite affluent.
He definitely has reason to be related to Li Mazi.
I felt numb in my scalp. This really is a foundation establishment cultivator. If he finds out the truth and wants revenge, meeting him would be suicide. I quickly decided to hide invisibly in the corner of the attic, secretly eavesdropping. I silently prayed with urgency. Please, please don't mention me. I was worried sick for Liang Kongnen and his wife. The couple greeted Li Weiren warmly. Naturally, they were friendly. Li Weiren smiled insincerely. His eyes flashed coldly from time to time. I've long realized Liang Kongnen and Ning Zhuanjiao truly mean no harm to me. But they still mention me. Shopkeeper Li, you've also been kind to us as a couple. I'm also following your path, thanks to your guidance. I sent my wife to join the sect. Oh, and we just saw Chunmo earlier. If he has time, we'll bring him to visit you. Liang Kongnen said casually. He was immediately reminded by his wife, Ning Zhuanjiao, pinching his waist. He recalled my warning, so he didn't say more. Yet this unintended slip made my heart clench. Where is Chen Mo, you say? Li Weiren asked with a squinty smile. That casual question. They probably didn't notice anything. Listening invisibly, I felt a deep chill. It seems this spirit rice shopkeeper truly wants to avenge Li Mazi. He wants to kill me. My heart raced. Everything I needed to hear, I heard. Better not to stay longer. I was ready to leave. But just as I turned away, I sensed a faint fluctuation of spiritual power behind me. I turned back. My pupils contracted sharply. Where Liang Kongnen and Ning Zhuanjiao had just been, there was only 2 pools of blood left. Uncle Liang, I was shocked, even more scared to linger. Even though the invisibility talisman is a top-grade first-tier spiritual talisman, I still felt intense danger. Though my fellow townspeople died in front of me, I couldn't help feeling emotional. But I quickly calmed down. I had already warned them. They still brought me up. I can only blame careless words. One Zhaohu, one Li Weiren. They made me feel like a heavy stone was weighing on my heart. I finally returned to the misty rain tower, closed doors and windows tightly, touched my forehead. It was covered in cold sweat. Offending someone as ruthless as Li Weiren, a foundation establishment cultivator, saying I'm not nervous, would be a lie. The light drizzle pattered on the eaves outside my window. I kept myself hidden away. Half a month passed again. It was time for another market day. I went down to have a look. I squeezed my fingers. Spirit power surged. Used my disguise technique. My appearance completely changed. Put on a bamboo hat. Totally transformed. Footsteps came tapping from the ground outside Fangxi. They were all kinds of cultivators' mounts from Fangxi, leaving footprints as they passed. I thought to myself, maybe I should get myself a spirit beast mount someday. It'd make traveling easier. I swept my gaze across Fangxi. There were still many stall-holding cultivators on both sides. White cloths were laid out, displaying talismans, pills, and puppets. The vendors shouted their sales pitches. I sniffed. Cultivation materials usually have distinctive scents. Some are fragrant, some are smelly. Suddenly, my eyes lit up. I spotted a stall with some puppet-making materials on it. A woman sat in front of the stall. She didn't shout, just sat quietly. She wore a white dress. Her temperament was ethereal. I remembered in my storage pouch. I still had a piece of dark red wood for making puppets. After asking around, I learned it's a material for top-grade first-tier puppets. Argarwood redwood. Maybe I can see if there's a method for making puppets. On the woman's table, there happened to be a handwritten puppet-making manual, but it had been soaked in water. A lot of the characters were already blurry. Young master, are you interested in this puppet manual? The woman spoke softly. Within it, it records methods for making top-grade puppets, but it had been soaked in water. A lot is already blurry. I put on a look of regret, but inside I was thrilled. Looks like I'm about to make a fortune again. So many snacks. One snack. Not going to be cheaper? I don't haggle. The woman's expression was resolute. She wasn't budging at all. I pretended to hesitate, but I had already made up my mind. After all, I can repair it. Even if I bought it for the price of one snack, I would still make a profit. I nodded slightly, then glanced at the stall again. There were still quite a few materials for making puppets. I thought about it and bought some more, just to throw them off the scent. Young master, you are quite skilled in puppet crafting. The woman was surprised to see me buy so many materials. She looked a bit astonished. She took the initiative to ask to be honest. I have a puppet that's damaged. Want to find someone to repair it. If you're skilled in puppet crafting, could you help me out? I was a bit surprised. Repairing is something I can absolutely do. It just cost me some spirit resonance points. But I can't say too much. I just said calmly, you're right. I do know a lot about this field. But if I don't have time right now, I must take my leave. That's a real shame. The woman looked regretful. She added, young master, if you're willing, could you sell me some puppets? Puppets are rare. Even Lingbao Pavilion is out of stock. I need puppets in the short term. We'll see, I said as I flickered away, and I disappeared into the crowd. The woman looked disappointed. She let out a soft sigh. She muttered to herself, too bad I encountered an enemy from my sect. My puppet is damaged. I barely have any strength left. When I go back, I'll surely get ambushed. It takes time to make new puppets. I thought I'd found a rogue cultivator who could make puppets to help me. He knows that rogue cultivators are always cautious. You can't force others very easily, so I have to keep laying low. At this moment, I returned to Misty Rain Inn, but I frowned. There was actually a female rogue cultivator standing in front of my door. This woman was quite flirtatious looking, covered in heavy makeup, dressed provocatively. Her eyes were filled with seduction. I've seen her twice. I know she also lives at Misty Rain Inn. I've always avoided her. I know very well the reality of the Gathering Spirit Fang. And I know that for a young female rogue cultivator, to go from living in an outer shack to an inner room, it definitely isn't easy. No telling what price she paid. Young master, I've seen you quite a few times. You live around here, right? I'm a bit thirsty. Do you mind letting me in for a drink of water? The woman said coyly, sorry, that's not convenient. I replied coldly. I walked right past her. A strong fragrance hit my nose, but I felt nothing. This felt totally different from dealing with CHU Ying. CHU Ying is the manager of Misty Rain Inn. Her background is crystal clear, but this woman's origins are unknown. If I get blinded by lust, I wouldn't even know how I died. Good thing I got my hands on a puppet manual and bought some materials. I just wanted to go back and try them out, repair the manual, and study puppetry. I wasn't at all interested in dealing with this rogue cultivator. After I walked away, the female rogue cultivator stopped in her tracks and left in a huff. As expected, I got back to my room at Misty Rain Inn. I had just opened the door when I heard a man and a woman talking next door. From their conversation, I learned that the female rogue cultivator is named Tesai Shan, and the man's name is Sai Guang. They're brother and sister. Neither one is that old. What they're doing is basically a honey trap. The sister lures rogue cultivators from the Fang family into her room. Then the brother shows up at the critical moment, catches them in the act, then uses it as blackmail to extort money. Right now, I was hiding in my room on high alert.
Taking out the puppet manual I snagged at the market.
It was a lucky find. Then I checked my saved up spirit resonance points and started repairing it without hesitation. 28 spirit resonance points left for the day. Currently, the damaged puppet manual can be restored. You can spend 1 point of spirit resonance to repair it. I was a bit surprised. Only 1 point. That's really not much. A moment later, the panel shifted slightly. At the same time, this water-soaked manual, the blurry text, became visibly clear. 27 spirit resonance points left for today. The puppet manual has been fully repaired. Top grade insights acquired. Includes lower grade, premium grade, and top grade of the first level. Multiple puppet crafting insights. I've really struck gold with this. In these insights, there are so many puppet crafting methods recorded. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't excited. Actually, there's another use for the spirit resonance points I've been saving up. Right after that, I tapped my storage bag. Suddenly, a tortoiseshell-looking magic artifact appeared in my hand. Cultivation duels aren't just about killing power. You also need defense. Even foundation establishment cultivators can't go without a defensive artifact. Even if you've learned sword-flying techniques, you still keep longing for the day you finally repair a defensive magic artifact. As I held this artifact, the system panel suddenly popped up in my eyes. Currently can repair the damaged turtle pattern shield magic artifact. Requires 18 spirit resonance points for repair. That's right. This is exactly the damaged turtle pattern shield I got when I bought the Zheng Metal Sword manual. Bought them together at the time. It was valuable then, and it's still valuable now. These 18 spirit resonance points are definitely a lot. Judging by that, this artifact must be high grade. It's clearly a defensive magic artifact. During the repairs today, I have 9 points of Lingyan left. The tortoise pattern shield has been repaired. Grade, second tier, low quality. Earth element defensive magic artifact. At the key moment of refining, Earth attribute was released. Spiritual power gathered to form a sturdy tortoise pattern shield. It can block an ordinary strike from an early foundation establishment cultivator. Awesome! My eyes lit up. I stood up in surprise. I almost wanted to burst out laughing. Actually, the grade of a magic artifact is closely tied to cultivation realm. A top-grade first-tier magic artifact matches the late key refining stage. A second-tier artifact is already suited for the foundation establishment stage. I, Zhuangji, thought about it. The dangers I face, aside from Jiahu, also include the shopkeeper Li Weiren from the neighboring street. He is a foundation establishment cultivator. I witnessed firsthand the power of a foundation establishment cultivator before. Thinking back to how I felt then, I felt my heart sink. No, this kind of preparation is still far from enough. Just Jiahu alone puts me on high alert, let alone a foundation establishment cultivator. Every time I think about it, it suffocates me. I'd better try making some puppets first. I took a deep breath, steadied my mind, and made an effort to calm myself down, given my current situation. I hardly ever go out now. For now, things are calm, but I don't know how close danger actually is. Jiahu is definitely already looking for me. And because of Li Mazi's death, Li Weiren probably already suspects me. At this moment, they might already be searching for my whereabouts. If I could refine a suitable puppet, I could send it out to gather intel, using it as my informant. Knowing your enemy as well as yourself brings peace of mind. So I opened my handwritten puppet manual. Quickly, I found a few puppets that I could make with the materials I have now. But they're only first tier, low quality. The puppets don't require many materials. I just happen to have bought enough, so I could start refining right away. I buried myself in the work. I have to say, this handwritten manual is truly a treasure. It's unbelievably detailed about the methods for refining puppets. But after half a day, I looked at the crooked head, crooked mouth sparrow puppet in front of me, and couldn't help but frown. It is my first time making one, after all. I was mentally prepared to fail, but I didn't expect it to go this badly. It's not a big deal. I still have Lingyan points, and it only took 2 points to successfully repair it. The near abstract puppet sparrow before me suddenly changed. It became lifelike. I can't believe it only took 2 points. Great value for the cost. Excited, I glanced at the puppet sparrow on the panel. Info. Grade. First tier, low-quality puppet sparrow info. Spirit bead eyes. Internal organs complete. Driven by spiritual power. It can fly and move within 100 jang radius. Scout the ground. Clack, clack flying capability enabled. I immediately used spiritual power to drive it. The puppet sparrow actually flapped its wings and started flying. It was stiff at first, but after a moment it was almost indistinguishable from the real thing. Unless you pay close attention, you'd never know this was a puppet. 100 jang range is pretty large. Perfect for gathering intel. So I had the puppet sparrow fly out the window, closed my eyes and controlled it with my mind. Observing below using the puppet's eyes. Nice, that woman is still at her stall. She seemed to have said, I could sell her any puppets I make. I still have enough materials to make a few more. Let's see how much profit I can get. I was thrilled by the thought of making more spirit stones. Now I can say I've mastered quite a bit of immortal arts. Alchemy, talisman making, spiritual plant cultivation. And now puppet crafting as well, the keys that I can't lose. Even if I fail, I can always repair them with Lingyan points. This gives me huge confidence. About my future. Of course, that's only if I get through this crisis first. Stay alive and keep growing. And so I continued tinkering with puppets and made 2 attack-type puppets this time. A puppet swordsman and a puppet archer. Both are first-tier mid-quality. That's already a pretty decent grade. If I didn't have the sword control art, I'd really want to keep them. But unfortunately, first-tier mid-quality puppets can't handle a foundation establishment cultivator. Might as well sell them for spirit stones. In the blink of an eye, night began to fall. The Fang market was brightly lit. Every shop hung up lanterns for illumination. The main road was still bustling with traffic. A figure in a bamboo hat showed up at a rogue cultivator's stall. It was me. I patted my storage pouch and took out the 2 attack-type puppets. I had them stand on either side of me. The woman was so surprised, she instantly stood up. She forgot her manners and exclaimed, You're able to make first-tier, mid-quality puppets? And they're even attack-type, made in just 1 day. And of flawless quality! I said nothing, but I was overjoyed inside. I'd lost track of time, and didn't even know how long it typically takes a puppet master to make a puppet. I just used Lingyan points to fix the failed, broken items. The last 9 points of Lingyan I had were all used up. Looking back now, to make 2 first-tier, mid-quality puppets in such a short period really is shocking. The woman tried to hide her amazement, then quickly composed herself and said, I lost my composure. First-tier, mid-quality puppets usually go for 80 spirit stones each. I'll take both of these. Here, 200 spirit stones for you. And I'll still need more puppets. Can you make me some more for spirit stones? No problem. I was extremely surprised internally about what this all meant. I honestly had no clue, so I just put it out of my mind. This is, after all, Fang's market day, and there are too many people watching. It's not convenient to linger. After trading, the woman packed up her stall and left. I earned 200 spirit stones and couldn't be more excited. Let's introduce ourselves. I'm Hiyu. My surname is Chun. You can just call me Taoist Chun. The 2 of us went to a noodle shop by the main road. Hiyu took a look at me. I had my bamboo hat pulled down tight, not even revealing my real name. At once, she realized I was a very cautious person and didn't press for more. Hiyu slowly said, To be honest, I'm an outer disciple of the puppet sect, but my puppet crafting success rate is way too low and takes far too much time. On top of that, I've been targeted by enemies of my sect, so I can't go back carelessly. Most of the puppets I own are already damaged. Puppets aren't as common as pills or talismans. Even in the spirit treasure pavilion of Lingfang, there aren't many puppets for sale, so I urgently need lots of puppets. Puppet sect. I immediately sat upright. I have heard of the puppet sect. It's one of the 6 major cultivation sects, rivaling the likes of the Medicine King sect. The sects aren't exactly at peace with each other, like water and fire. Even so, becoming a sect disciple is something the Fang clan's rogue cultivators envy greatly, let alone sect disciples. I was originally just a low-level outer rogue cultivator of the Fang clan. Even many late-stage key practitioners inside the clan were far beyond my reach. Never thought I'd come into contact with sect disciples. No wonder the other party is so generous. Now I understand. This female cultivator named Hiyu must have gone through a fierce battle. All her methods rely on puppets, which were damaged during the fight. So that's how it is. I nodded, indicating I understood. But I calculated the time. The disguise technique I cast is about to expire after 3 sticks of incense. It's almost up. I need to be cautious about this. I can't rush to boast. I need to leave for now. You need puppets. Actually, I can help you repair your damaged puppets. But I'll need some time to prepare. Think about the price first. I'll come find you in 2 days. Alright, I'll be hiding in this room these days. I won't be leaving. Hiyu thought for a moment, afraid to miss this chance, and quickly agreed. He pursed his lips, gathered his courage and said, Daoist-chun, this is a matter of life and death for me. It's quite important. If you help me, I'm willing to spend the whole night studying puppet techniques with you. Alright, I'll come to you. After saying this, I got up and left. I felt a bit regretful inside. Such a good opportunity to earn spirit stones. I should have seized it well. The main issue is not enough spiritual resonance points. I need to accumulate more over time. A little each day, at least half a month, to have enough points to repair the damaged puppet. I had other considerations in mind. Since Hiyu is a sect disciple, maybe I could someday join the sect myself. Then people like Li Weiren and Zhao Hu, I wouldn't be afraid of them anymore. But it's not that easy. Sect recruitment happens every 3 years at least. Some even only once every 10 years. Can't count on that. But maybe I could get to know some sect disciples better. Right now, meeting Hiyu is a good opportunity. I quickly returned to Misty Rain Pavilion. But as soon as I closed the door, my face turned serious. True, I was careful to use a disguise technique, and my puppet sparrow hadn't been sold yet. When I went out, I kept controlling the puppet sparrow with spiritual energy, letting it circle within 100 yards around me, just to be safe. Didn't expect the puppet to actually spot something unusual. Someone was tailing me. I used the puppet sparrow's eyes, and saw its perspective with my divine sense. 2 figures were following behind me, and even followed me to Misty Rain Pavilion. Not far outside the room were none other than Sai Shan and Sai Guang. The puppet sparrow slowly landed on the eaves. The siblings' conversation came through clearly. Brother, it's him. No mistake. Last time I saw him, he didn't look like this. But he entered the same room. So, he must have used some kind of disguise spell. He must have offended someone. Doesn't dare show his real face. Taishan stared in the direction of my room and said. His tone showed a bit of disdain. Hey, this pretty boy can live in Misty Rain Pavilion. That means he must have plenty of snacks in his storage bag. Sis, thanks for your hard work. Sacrifice your looks a bit. Even if you let that kid have a taste, it's worth it. You must fleece him. Brother Tsai Guan grinned slyly. Why am I working hard? This pretty boy is quite handsome. I'm not losing anything. Sai Shan laughed. Listening to their conversation, I sneered. Killing intent surged in me. Of all the things they shouldn't have done, they actually messed with me. Just wait. Suddenly there was a knock at the door. I took a deep breath and put away my killing intent. The puppet sparrow flew back inside. I peeked through the crack and saw who was outside.
It was Si Yu Ying, with a creak.
The door opened. Suddenly, a fragrant scent wafted in. Si Chu Ying wasn't wearing a veil. Her face no longer showed any signs of injury. She looked mature, but it didn't take away from her charm at all. Instead, it made her even more mature and charming. It made people want to hold on tight. He entered the room dressed in a white gauze robe. He closed the door behind him. His gaze was intense. He stared straight at me. My dear little brother, thanks to you, my face is finally healed. I still haven't repaid what I owe you. As he spoke, his soft hands wrapped around my neck. My face flushed and my heart raced. I knew another battle was about to begin. 2 hours later, Si Ying left the bed satisfied. I was still sitting dazed on the bed. Chu Ying, however, noticed a sparrow returning outside the window. My puppet of a good brother. So you can actually craft puppets? This puppet sparrow was made by you, wasn't it? I know a little bit about it. It was made yesterday. Feeling pleased, I held the puppet sparrow in my hand. Suddenly, I thought of something. I patted my storage pouch. Here, for you. This is a second-tier puppet technique I obtained before. It allows you to craft a second-tier puppet. If you're interested, take a look. As he spoke, he took out a handwritten manual from the storage pouch. He handed it to me, and as I looked at it, my eyes instantly lit up. It actually teaches how to craft a second-tier black tiger puppet. Excitedly, I flipped through it. I found out the puppet could even be used as a mount. I've been thinking about getting a spirit pet to ride. This puppet technique manual came at just the right time. Thank you so much, sister. This puppet technique is really valuable. It's probably worth more than hundreds of spirit stones. Brother, what are you saying? How could I ever shortchange you? Si Chu Ying smiled, saying she had something to take care of and was leaving. Focus on your cultivation. Who knows, maybe one day. I'll have to come beg for your help. With that, she hugged me affectionately before leaving. Only then did she turn and walk away. I started reading over the puppet technique manual Si Ying gave me. I was well aware. Even making a damaged or failed puppet, and then repairing it with spiritual resonance, was no easy task when crafting a second-tier puppet. Even with the manual, it would take quite some time to study. The process was pretty complex. Just as well, since I also needed to build up more spiritual resonance points. So I buried myself in study, hardly leaving my residence. Today's weather is perfectly clear. I checked the time. My spiritual resonance points are back to 20. I'd stepped out once during this period. I saw you was still selling at the Fang family's stall. Looks like it's time for me to go out too. Some annoying folks need to be dealt with. As for Zhao Hu and Li Weiren, I couldn't help but frown. These days, my puppet sparrow acted as my spy. I actually saw them both several times, especially Zhao Hu, still acting like a typical bully, cursing as he searched everywhere for me. He boasted that if he ever found me, he'd grind my bones to dust. What really weighs on me is still the neighbor shopkeeper and foundation establishment, Li Weiren. He's often around Yanyu Tower as well. He's also looking for me. In the end, it's just because I'm weak. But not just anyone can push me around. I've been under constant threat lately, already feeling frustrated inside. What's more, I've realized the Taishan siblings have always been keeping an eye on me. I've also observed carefully. Cai Guang only has 5th level key training. Taishan's only at 4th level key training. I've already come a long way from before. There's just no need to fear them anymore. I pressed down on my bamboo hat, turned and headed outside. Sure enough, not far from the entrance. Before even leaving Yanyu Tower's hallway, I ran right into Saishan. Sir, it's you again. We meet once more. We really do have a knack for running into each other. Saishan had a delicate oval face, smooth skin, and refined features. It's just that too much makeup made her look more gaudy. Of course, that was intentional. She wanted people to think she was approachable. She stepped forward with a sweet smile, obviously trying to flirt. Yeah, we do seem fated to meet. Miss, do you live here too? When Saishan heard I responded to her, she thought to herself that she'd succeeded a little. So she became even friendlier, intentionally or not getting closer to me. Little by little, I played along as well. On the surface, I seemed friendly, though I was actually sneering inside. Cultivators get lonely, sir. Why don't we get to know each other? My name is Saishan. Let's go stroll the market together tonight. How about it? Sounds great. I'll wait for you here tonight. I acted utterly flattered and surprised, agreeing right away. I chatted a bit more with Saishan, then finally turned and walked out of Yanyu Tower. As soon as I left Yanyu Tower, I quickly moved aside and hid in a corner. My puppet sparrow had already flown off. Through its eyes, I began to observe, and my expression soon darkened. I saw Saishan excitedly head out the door, then towards a tea house owned by the Fang family. Her brother Cai Guang was there, along with Zhao Hu. I didn't expect that this little trapping scheme involved more than just the Cai siblings. Zhao Hu was in on it too. Well, that makes sense. Zhao Hu's always been the Fang family's bully, both in attitude and action. He was just as vicious as Cai Guang. Birds of a feather, I suppose. After thinking for a long time, I let out a sigh, and actually felt a bit relieved. I made up my mind to deal with the Cai siblings. And since Zhao Hu's involved too, it's the perfect time to settle things. Honestly, I haven't slept well for days now. I've been anxious to get stronger, just so I could be free from all these hidden dangers as soon as possible, and never be bullied again. Now, the opportunity has finally come.